This thing out. Hey, Amanda, it's Tyler. Okay. All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another night of Labette County football. As we had some technical difficulties getting started here, my name is Tyler Russell, joined alongside Jack Leake. And Labette County gets off to a fast start, less than 30 seconds into the game. A big-time touchdown run by Deontay Fields got the Grizzlies on the board 6-0 as they did miss the extra point. And they just kicked it off to Coffeyville as we've got 11 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter here in this one. Labette County wearing their road whites tonight. Red helmets, white pants, white jerseys, as Coffeyville with the white helmets, black jerseys, and black pants. Coffeyville will be moving from right to left as they're going to start with the ball on around the 31-yard line. As they're going to take the snap and throw out right, as it's a little screen pass that's going to get blown up in the backfield. It looks like for a loss of about a yard, half a yard. It's going to bring up a second and long for the Golden Tornado.
I'll tell you, that defense has pursued like that all year. We've got a lot of team speed. Our line's got some size to it with Mason Hoppus and White Kepley and Mike Hill Reed, and but really quick pursuit out of our linebackers and cornerbacks.
I've seen one game out of the Grizzlies so far this year. Watched a little bit of the Pittsburgh game from my home, but got to see one game in person, and the defensive line has been really outstanding so far as Coffeyville is going to break off a big run as Brennan Westervelt takes that one for a first down for the Golden Tornado.
Yeah, that was a bit of a gash, just an off-tackle give, and boy, he saw some daylight and picked up, 15 or so. So that was a nice play by Coffeyville.
Just ran it right up the middle, had a big hole to hit, and he hit it perfectly. And Coffeyville does start, it looks like a freshman at quarterback, number 10, Owen Billingsley. As that can always be a challenge to have a freshman back there behind center as he's going to take the snap. He's going to throw a quick pass over the middle that is caught for about 6-yard gain.
Like they ran just a little hook pattern there, and our linebackers closed up pretty quickly. But, yeah, picked up 6 yards.
Just a nice quick pass. They're going to have it in Labette County territory at about the 49-yard line is where this play will start for Coffeyville. As they're going to snap the ball, Billingsley's going to roll out to the near side, still rolling, gets rid of it as he was about to be sacked, and it's going to be an incomplete pass that'll bring up third down for the Golden Tornado.
Some good penetration there, really spread that pass out or that sprint out and did a good job of containment and basically used the out of bounds as the 12th defender. So that was well done there by the Grizzlies.
And, you could tell that the defensive line was really bothering him there, the speed. He thought he could get around the outside, and it turned out to not be the case.
Yeah.
And he just had to get rid of it before he took a major loss on that one. Coffeyville's got two out to the right side, one to the left. Running back to the right of Billingsley as we're going to get some motion from Coffeyville. It looks like it's going to be a false start.
Yeah, they can't afford any of that. They've struggled this season getting things going, and anytime you break down discipline-wise and cost yourself now, what are we now, 3rd and 9 rather than 3rd and 4, that takes some plays out of your playbook now. You have to make some changes.
And not only that, but now on the other side of the 50, so back in Coffeyville territory, as they're going to try to pick up the 3rd and 9 here. They roll out with two receivers to each side, running back to the right of Billingsley. So he is in the shotgun. He's going to send a wide receiver in motion to the right side. He's going to take the snap, rolls out to his right. He's going to throw it, has a receiver open, and he makes the catch. But it is going to be short of the line to gain, so it will bring up a 4th down. And you got to think in this situation they'll probably go for it.
I would say so. At this part in how their season's been, let's go for it. They're thinking, what do you have to lose type thing. I will say, is that freshman quarterback you said?
Freshman, yep.
He looks confident to me. He throws the ball well, so tip my hat to him.
Yep, he looks pretty good so far. Hits his open guys, and now we've got 5 wide, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. As Billingsley's going to look to the sideline.
Might watch the snap count here.
They're definitely trying to draw Labette off sides as they're going to take a timeout, and we will take it with them as we will be back in 30 seconds on KLKC.
Here's a bright idea: streaming without buffering. It's not 2014. There's no reason for laggy internet and buffering shows. IdeaTek has the technology. It's fiber optic cable. IdeaTek has brought high-speed fiber to 75 communities and counting. Don't put up with outdated internet. Stream without buffering. Another bright idea from IdeaTek.
Labette County undefeated in the SEK League so far. Coffeyville looking to pick up their first win. Not only their first win, they're looking to pick up just their second score of the season. As Coffeyville has only scored 8 points all year, and it did come in the fourth quarter of their first game as Billingsley's going to fumble the snap. And actually that looked like it was Kalen Austin who had trouble with the snap, got tackled in the backfield, and that's going to bring out the offense now for Labette County.
Yeah, it's one of those things that happens too when your defensive line gets some penetration early. A lot of times the quarterback's eyes kind of shift before the snap gets to his hands. He's looking for who's coming. So potentially some previous good penetration by our D-line created that fumble by maybe some anxious hands by their quarterback. I believe that was Wyatt Kepley that got through there and picked that up. So that was well done there.
And we talked about the poise out of the freshman quarterback. Well, they swap him out for a junior who then struggles with the snap. So you got to think it kind of hurts you to not go with your guy as Wyrick's going to take the snap and he drops back. He's going to throw a deep when he's got an open receiver. Threw it a little bit short, but he comes back to make the catch.
Is that Kagan Bates, number 4?
As that was number 4, Kagan Bates. A great job to come back to the ball and make the catch there on a deep ball that was just a tad bit underthrown, but a great connection for the Grizzlies there as they're going to have it in the red zone after that play.
Yeah, that was well done. Kagan saw that ball and came kind of from behind the defender and timed his jump, so helped out his quarterback that time.
So we've got one wide receiver to each side, a running back to each side, and a running back behind as we're going to get a handoff that's going to go to the right as we have a stiff arm. And it's not going to go for much. Might have lost a yard, but there is a flag on the play.
I don't know if I saw a face mask or not. It's hard telling.
Well, it looked like it was number 8, Barrett Heston, on the carry.
That was a unique set.
It was, yep.
Haven't seen that for what it's worth.
So we take a look to see what the flag is going to be. Is they're going to call a personal foul, a face mask indeed on the defense.
Yeah, once again, Coffeyville can ill afford any of these things.
Yep.
So discipline on top of probably some young kids on the field. So it really helps the Grizzlies again.
Yeah, just as you were talking about earlier, shooting themselves in the foot kind of just with the penalties. And you can't have that when you're trying to get your first win of the season. Not only first win, but a big league matchup as well. And that's going to set Labette County up right at about the 10, it looks like. As Labette County's going to take it from under center, and they're going to hand it off to number 4. He's going to run it all the way up the middle and in for the touchdown. Kagan Bates getting the touchdown for the Grizzlies to move the score for now to 12-0 with 8 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
Kagan's such a headsy player. He's always got his head on the swivel. He finds creases and little openings. He's a quick, competitive player. So, boy, he's really off and running tonight so far.
Just a great job to go right up the middle, hit that hole, find his way to the end zone to get Labette County their second score, and it does look like they're going to go for 2 here to try to make it 14-0. As Wyrie's going to line up under center for this one, and they're going to do their version of the tush push there, channeling their Philadelphia Eagles as they're going to get it in for the 2-point conversion. So 14-0, 8:52 remaining as we're going to take a 30-second timeout, and we'll be right back on KLKC.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
And we are back here in Coffeyville, Kansas, as the Labette County Grizzlies currently leading Field Kinley 14-0. As we aren't even 10 minutes into this first quarter, and some quick scores from the Grizzlies. A big touchdown run, and then a touchdown that they started off, about the 45-yard line or so of Coffeyville. Threw a big-time pass, and then a penalty helped them get a little bit closer as they're going to kick this one off, and it's going to be fielded. He has trouble with it back at the 20, and as he's running up, tackled about the 27, 28-yard line. They're going to start him at the 28. This is where Field Kinley will start this offensive possession.
Our kickoff team's been pretty consistent this year. They've been very strategic. I think tonight they're just kicking, but most games they're either pushing it to a certain part of the field, and a couple times they'll tee it off, but they've covered well. I haven't really had any returns that I can remember, so we really don't have any holes in this team. There's really very few weaknesses for a team to kind of scheme against, even our special teams, I feel like.
A great job to get down there and make a tackle by that Labette County kickoff unit. As Coffeyville's going to take the snap, and they're going to run it right up the middle. It's going to go for 2 yards. It looks like maybe he's changing his mind. It looks like about a yard is what it's going to go for. As they'll have a 2nd and 9 from the 29-yard line.
Yeah, our D-line's done a good job all year, like you mentioned earlier. Michael Reed and that crew of plugging up, and we've had some teams really try to shove it down our throat. Fort Scott really ran the ball well too against us, but we stiffened up when we needed to and made some good stops.
And that defensive line was a big help in allowing Labette County to have their first win against a Pittsburgh school that is usually pretty dominant. As Coffeyville is going to run a little screen pass that is read perfectly by the Labette County defense, as they're going to lose a yard. So back to the 28-yard line. And it'll be a 3rd down and 10 for them.
Yeah, that's so tough to get out like that because, like I said, our linebackers, 2 of them run like a 4-5. We've got a lot of speed on our defense, so they can really close out those screen passers or those quick ends like that.
Well, the speed definitely shows on plays like that. It kind of shows you they might have worked on some things in film, and some guys, recognized a formation or a couple players out of line somewhere, and they read it perfectly.
Yeah.
Billingsley's going to send a receiver in motion, but they're going to blow it dead. It looks like somebody moved early would be my guess. So they're going to stop the play, and it was a false start. So again, as we've talked about, both offensive drives for Coffeyville, and even on defense once, penalties killing them yet again.
Yeah, and that's another thing, I guess. you brought to my attention, we've had a pretty clean year that way as well as far as penalties. Labette County's been pretty airtight on that. So that we've just strung together a lot of things going our way that's led to where we're at with our season.
And, that can be the difference in winning and losing ball games right there, is if you're disciplined versus undisciplined, as Coffeyville is going to take it. Billingsley drops back, and he's going to have his pass batted down at the line of scrimmage, as that's going to bring up a 4th down. I didn't quite see who got their paws on that one.
I think that's Michael Reed. Yeah, he's a big dude. And for
just,
a big fella, yeah, he's
great
quick
job
too.
Getting those hands up.
Yeah, the little things, like you mentioned, not only rushing, but when you see the pass, get your hands up, knock it down. So, yeah, very well done.
So Labette County is going to force a Field Kinley punt. As Field Kinley doesn't have enough guys out there, they've got to trot one out late, as there's 6 seconds left on the play clock. And they're going to get the snap off. The punt is fairly short. It's going to be fielded right around the 36-yard line. As it's Nash with it. He's going to run it. Kind of ran to his right, then ran back to his left, and got stood up not too far from where he fielded it. So Labette County going to start at the 40.
Yeah, I couldn't tell at first if he was setting up, like faking going left, where we set a wall up behind him. But I have to say, Phil Kinley did a good job that time containing.
It was a good job containing. Nolan Nash tried to make a play there.
Yeah, and he's awfully quick too. So
just ran out of room kind of fast there.
Yeah.
So Labette County going to start their 3rd offensive possession of the night. Already 2 scores, 14-0, 6:38 remaining in this first quarter. As Wyrick's going to line up under center, he's going to drop back with it, fakes the handoff, and he's throwing deep again. Has a man, and it was Nash. He couldn't catch it, but there is a flag.
boy, that looked like a pretty ball he threw there. That was right there.
Had the open man. It looked like the defender might have got there a little early.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
We will see what they call. I think they did call it defensive pass interference. So they are walking the ball forward, and Labette County, with one penalty called, is into Coffeyville territory.
Yeah, just like that. And so I know Coach Argerite isn't about wanting to stack 50 or 60 on the team, but I do know he's wanting to get this game in hand if possible and get those starters off the side. Or off the field, rather.
Labette County playing good football so far, as it's going to be a handoff up the middle that's going to go for about 3. Make that about 2.
I have noticed he's already in this game let Aaron's throwing the ball probably as much as he did the entire game last week. We've been running the ball probably 85-15. Really trying to establish a run against teams, and then go and play action passes and some different things. So Aaron's had a couple of real good air out shots tonight.
Yeah, you can tell that Argerbright and Wyrick both think that these receivers have what it takes to beat the DBs in front of them.
Yeah,
as they're going to hand it off again to Fields, as he's going to be tackled right around the 40.
Yeah, number 8, boy, Deontay was just one ankle away from breaking that one for a while.
And I would say this is probably 4-down territory if you can gain a few here. Of course, Labette County would like to just pick up the first down on this 3rd down play. As it's going to be a 3rd and 5 for Labette. As we've got 5 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in this one. Grizzlies winning 14-0.
Here's that unique set again.
Wyrick's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off, and it's going to get stopped in the backfield. Looked like that was Nolan Nash with it.
Gosh, got to credit the Coffeyville line on that one. They sure penetrated and sniffed that out, and, dropped us for a 5-yard loss.
Looked like they read that perfectly, as Argerbright's talking to Wyrick. And it looks like the offense is going to stay out there for the Grizzlies. They've liked what they've seen so far out of their offense, but I'm sure even more so they like what they see out of their defense. You can trust your defense to get a stop if your offense can't get it here.
Yeah. I look for Wyrick to try to draw them off maybe and pick up 5 and then shorten this 4th down maybe. We'll see.
So the play clock's already down to 3. They're going to snap it. A low snap. Wyrick takes it. He's going to throw it over the middle. Has a wide open receiver. He's going to catch it and run it all the way in for the touchdown. There is a flag.
Yeah, we'll see what
But
that
as
means.
of now, it was a Labette County touchdown. It was Keegan Bates on the touchdown reception for the Grizzlies.
Okay, Kagan again. Boy, he has called his number a lot.
He's having a night so far.
Looks like we're going to go down that way. Yep. Holding.
And it was a holding call against Field Kinley as Labette County does decline the penalty, so it will be a touchdown for the Grizzlies.
Couple things that were impressive. Aaron's become so patient in the pocket. He knew if you were able to notice, he stood there so calm, and the line kept the pressure off, and he waited for that play to open up and threw a really good ball.
He looked poised back there in the pocket, and, you know, as a junior, that's good to see. Going to make a great senior leader next year. But right now, Labette County up 20-0 with 4:14 left as the field goal attempt is up. Looks good, and it is good. So Labette County will go up 21-0 as we're going to take another 30-second timeout, and we'll be back with a Field Kinley offensive possession in 30 seconds on KLKC.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the House gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at klkcradio.com.
Coffeyville, Kansas, as the Grizzlies are going to line up to kick it off. And just incredible offensive performance so far from the Grizzlies. Up 21-0 on the Field Kinley Golden Tornado. We have 4 minutes and 14 seconds remaining here in this one. As the Grizzly kickoff unit, they're going to boot it to the left side of the field. It's going to be fielded around the 18-yard line. Coffeyville running with it. And as their man's going to stop, kind of move upfield, and he'll be tackled around the 36-yard line, it looks like. So pretty decent field position to start for Coffeyville. We'll see if the Labette County defense remains stout in this one or if Coffeyville can get something going.
Really been impressed with the players' mentality, and I credit the coaches. Sometimes it's hard to get up for a game when you think you're going to a team that's been beat by 50 points most every game and come out and stay crisp and make all the right reads. It's easy to get sloppy, but I feel like we played pretty solid, you know, in all the phases, and so really pleased to see that, how we started.
And yeah, to speak to your point about, you know, playing down to your competition, I played on plenty of Labette County teams that did just that, you know. Went through some down years at Labette County when I was there, and as we're going to get some movement and just another penalty on Field Kinley, as it seems like they just cannot escape it this season. Yeah. Or this game at least.
Yeah, I feel like they've a little snake bit, and, you know, even that can be difficult. Like you mentioned, in my years, I went through some years where we weren't that great, and it makes practices that much harder. It makes keeping everyone enthusiastic. So, tough road right now for Coffeyville.
So the Golden Tornado backed up. It's going to be a 1st and 15 for him. As Billingsley's going to take the snap, and he's going to hand off to his running back, who's stopped almost immediately.
Couldn't tell for sure who.
They got him down for no gain.
I feel like our defense now is kind of loosened up a little more and just kind of in attack mode here. So seeing a lot of pursuit, a lot of gang tackling around the ball. So
and against a team like this is a time for there's not going to be a whole lot of solo tackles in this one. It's going to be a lot of 2, 3, 4 guys all around the ball. And as Coffeyville will have a 2nd down and 15 to go. Billingsley's going to drop back, quick pass over to the right side as it's going to get blown up immediately. Gain of, it looks like about 3 yards.
and again, I see Coffeyville doing kind of what they can, which is the quick pass. They're not going to have time to set up and throw the ball 15, 20 yards. I haven't seen that yet. So, and we're just so quick to respond to that. So, again, another good job by our defense. It sets up a 3rd and 11, it looks like.
The defense so far for the Grizzlies doing a great job of staying patient but staying aggressive, staying back, watching what happens, but as soon as something happens, they're right there. They're on the ball, making a hit, making a tackle. As Coffeyville was switching some guys around, and they're going to call a timeout, and we'll take it with them as we'll be back in 1 minute on KLKC.
Life is about movement, and the human body is like any high-performance machine. When miles add up, parts wear down, and that's when pain begins, and here's where it ends. At Labette Health, our nationally recognized orthopedic and sports medicine surgeons use advanced techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for miles to come. Feel like new again at Labette Health in Parsons, Kansas. For more information, go to labettehealth.com.
Back here in Coffeyville, Kansas, as Coffeyville just ran their 2nd down play, and it looks like they might have lost a couple yards on that one. And that was actually their 3rd down play, so it'll be 4th down. They're going to punt, as the punt is up, an end-over-end kick as it's going to bounce, and it's fielded around the 25-yard line. Does that look like Kagan Bates on the return?
Well, it probably is. He's done most everything else tonight, it seems like, or a lot.
A decent return for the Grizzlies. As they're going to start out with the ball at about the 38-yard line. So we'll see what they dial up on offense. They've thrown it deep a few times. They're running up the middle, running to the outside, mixing in everything there. We'll see if they look to continue to throw deep to, as you said, want to get out of here as little injuries as possible, maybe get some of those backups, a little bit of experience in this one.
Yeah, Coach Argerbright's been real creative this year and really unpredictable, so, yeah, it's hard telling.
They're going to fake a handoff up the middle, and they're going to run it around the left side as that looks like Nolan Nash, as he's going to pick up a good chunk of yardage.
Little razzle-dazzle reverse. I have not seen that play this year.
It was nice. The faked the run up the middle, hit the guy around the outside, and got a big gain for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, sure enough. And noticed last week Coach Argerbright threw in a couple of middle screens and some things we hadn't done all year, so he's really continuing to add to the playbook and just keeping defenses guessing.
As Wyrick's under center, he starts to take the snap, but it's blown dead, whistles, and a flag. As we get the first Labette County penalty of the evening. It was an offsides call against the offense.
Guess we just lined up. You don't see that a whole lot.
Don't see it a ton. Nope. Usually offsides against the defense or a false start on the offense, but this time an offsides on the offense, so that'll back the Grizzlies up. As Wyrick under center with it. Is going to take the snap and hand off as it's a run to the outside. Deontay Fields is off and running, and they're not going to catch him as he goes all the way in for the touchdown for Labette County. Just an incredible run, and you could tell that those kids just did not have the speed to keep up with him.
No, you cannot afford to take a bad angle on him. He's another one of those that's on that state championship relay team. You know, 4 juniors I mentioned earlier. Of course, Jamal, who's injured, ran a 4.3 laser time 40 this summer, 4.37. And then we've got 2 or 3 others that are just right there, right at a 4.5 or a little better. So, yeah, he's got jets.
And he broke out into the open field, and there was no catching him, no bringing him back from that one. So, a touchdown for Labette County. Extra point is good, as that'll make it 28-0 with 36 seconds remaining in the first quarter, as we're going to take a 30-second timeout, and we will be right back on KLKC.
Labette Community College is meeting the need for an increased demand in qualified radiographers. Our radiography students will train on the latest technology in a hospital simulation environment.
I wanted to be able to go into a career where I could help people, and if you're going to go into that field in this part of the 4-state area, LCC is the only place to come.
Tuition is nearly half the cost of universities. Scholarship and financial aid available for those who qualify. Text radiography to 620-293-6671 for more information, or visit labette.edu.
Tyler Russell back here in Coffeyville, Kansas.
Are we still in the first quarter?
We are still in the first quarter.
I don't know why.
28-0. 36 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
I don't feel like it's drug necessarily, but you see that many kickoffs and that many extra, you subconsciously just think it's almost halftime.
Yep, right. Well, Labette County, this ties the most amount of points they've scored in an entire game all season long, and like you said, we're still in the first quarter. So,
well, I'll ask a question because I don't know the answer, and I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot, but does high school football have a running clock?
I do believe there is a running clock. I don't know the stipulations. Unfortunately, I don't know that for good reasons.
Well,
is not the reason I know.
And
I remember coming to Coffeyville. Would have been my sophomore year, the year Coffeyville went and played for a state championship game, and we were praying for a running clock in that game. It was sleeting. It was cold. It was not a fun game to play in, and we were praying for a running clock in that one. I think we did end up getting one. But I don't know what the score has to be, when it has to be the certain score.
Well, I don't want to – I'm not trying to project that we're just going to completely open this up, but I just didn't know the rule.
If I had to guess, we will get there eventually tonight. We might not. But the way they're playing right now is they stop Coffeyville in the backfield for a loss of 1 there.
Yeah, you can just continue to see kind of us stay with that energy and that bounce, and Coffeyville kind of slowly – it's so difficult, of course, for them to maintain enthusiasm and whatnot when you're struggling like this. So,
because they're going to take it to the end of the first quarter there. So after 1 quarter of play, our score, Labette County 28, Field Kinley 0, as we will be back in 1 minute here on KLKC.
My name is Bria, and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for meds to beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
Tyler Russell back alongside Jack Leak as Labette County jack up 28-0 start of the second quarter, and it doesn't look like they're slowing down any.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it looks like we came to play and then just put it on them early, and we haven't let off the throttle yet, so looking good.
It's Coffeyville. Trouble with the snap as Billingsley is just going to fall on it at the 1-yard line.
Well, when it rains, it pours.
Just a huge loss. I mean, a loss of 14 yards on that one.
Yeah.
The ball traveled quite a ways back, and
just a bad snap, and off it went, and so the quarterback just dove on at the 1-yard line, and so here we go, second down and a country mile. Or is that third down?
I think from what I'm seeing, should be third down.
Yes.
I don't even know how long to go, but they're just going to try to run it out of the end zone to not get a safety, and they're going to gain a few yards. Looked like it was headed for more than what it ended up as, but
yeah, looked like you might get to the edge, yeah. Well, here we go again now. Coffeyville's got a punt from the 8 or 9 yard line, so Labette County will most likely get good field position here.
You know, they haven't really been getting huge boots on these punts, so I'll be interested to see where this possession is going to start for Labette County.
Yeah, I don't know if Coach is going to send the troops here or just kind of cover and make sure they're not going to fake it. They got some.
Didn't really look like they knew who they wanted to send back, as I can't see a number for who's back deep to return. As that's going to be Kagan Bates taking the punt. And makes a couple good moves as he shifts to his right, and he's still up past the 30.
Yeah, he's such a quick, he's a highly intelligent athlete too. And, yeah, you could just see him juking and jiving and using his head to kind of head fake. So, great returner by Kagan.
Just a great job from the senior there to pick up as many yards as he could, as Labette County is going to start with it at about the 27.
I'd say that's pretty good starting field position.
Really good starting field position. And fielded it about where I figured he would. It's about where I thought they would get the punt to. But just a great return on that one. As Wyrick for now is in the shotgun. Hasn't spent much time in the shotgun the last couple possessions, but he does this one. He's going to drop back, and they're going to try to throw it to the end zone. They have a man beat, but the Coffeyville defender comes up to make the play.
Yeah, I have to say that. To me, that was a good route. That was a good throw, and that was good defense.
It looked like he had him for a little bit.
Yeah, to the last
second.
But
it was a good play by the defense to knock that ball out of there, so it'll be a 2nd and 10 for Labette County.
Yeah, and that's such a tough position. I don't know, guarding someone man-to-man, running down the football field, trying to know when the ball's in the air, when he's going to cut. That is a tough position.
Yeah, there's a reason I didn't play corner in high school. It's not an easy thing to do, and I don't envy the guys that have to do it. So Labette County will line it up under center as they're going to hand it off to the left. As Fields thought about cutting it back right and ends up gaining And it looked like about 5 yards. Looks like it's going to bring up a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4 maybe for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, it looked like Deontay kept wanting to try to find a seam there, but he just couldn't convince that defender otherwise. So that was pretty well defended too. I mean, he stayed inside out and forced him out of bounds.
I tried to put a couple moves on him, but just couldn't quite shake him. But still, a decent gain of 5 for the Grizzlies. Puts them in good shape, I'd say, to at least attempt to go for it on 4th, as I'm assuming they probably don't have a kicker that can make a field goal that long, as most teams in Southeast Kansas wouldn't, but they are going to run it up the middle here, as that's going to be close to a first down. I think he might be a little bit short from where that referee's standing.
I'm going to predict a quarterback sneak, that old tush push again.
Try that tush push again. Do they run that quite a bit?
They do, and Aaron's a big, strong runner too. Wyrie can, as you know, is with the quarterback sneak, you know when the snap is. I mean, you just get that half-count jump on the defense that you don't get when you hand it off. But,
yep. It's a tough play to stop, for sure. I'm glad it hadn't caught on when I was in high school. So, and they do run it right up the middle. It didn't look like the tush push necessarily, but it was the quarterback sneak there up the middle. Yeah, as that was enough for the first down.
Done a good job with that, and we've done a few quarterback draws that he's done real well with. So, I mean, Aaron's been a really good balanced quarterback for us. He not only throws the ball well, he when he has to run it, he's something to mess with. He's a strong kid and a good runner, a wrestler. So he's a tough kid.
And this is a Grizzlies team that's looking to win an SEK League title for the first time. And I don't know if you could tell me the last time they won one, but
no,
it's been.
We normally get stuff from Quentin Wybear. He normally sends us all that information. So,
as the Grizzlies are going to run it to the left and pick up about 4 yards. Going to bring up a second down for Labette County, as they've got it at about the 11-yard line. So they're in the red zone yet again, looking to try to score for the 5th time already tonight. As Wyrick's under center, has 3 backs behind him, as they do some fake handoffs, as they end up handing it off to Nolan Nash, as he's going to get brought down. It looks like a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage on that one.
Yeah, a little crossbuck action, some inside trap or whatever. Yeah, Coffeyville, though, wasn't fooled by it that time. So I did get some information from one of our listeners on the rules for the running clock. I'll just have to see when we get time if I can kind of.
Yep. It looks like we're not quite at that threshold, but
no.
7 minutes and remaining here in this second quarter. Labette County up 28-0, as it's going to be a toss play that's going to go for nothing, as it was Deontay Fields on the carry for the Grizzlies. Got brought down right about that line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
and that's going to bring up a 4th for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, Coffeyville, these last 2 or 3 plays is really, they're not laying down right now. I mean,
yep.
Brings up 4th and almost 10, 4th and 9. So we'll see what Coach Argerbright dials up here.
And it's a tough spot on the field to be, because to get a first, you almost have to score.
I know.
So
the field really gets compressed down here, doesn't
yep.
it? You got 22 bodies down there, and so, yeah, we'll see what we can do.
So Wyrick is in the shotgun for this one, as he's going to take the snap, drops back. He's going to throw it right over the middle, and just led his receiver just a bit too much. He had a little bit of a step on the defender, but they just couldn't quite connect there, as that's going to give it back to Coffeyville on the turnover on downs.
Yeah, you're right. He had a step on him, just led him a little too much, but he was where he needed to be. It's most frustrating when a receiver runs a yard or two too short and catches it. So I'd like to see at least them reach the first down.
Yeah.
So ran a good route there.
But a good job by Wyrick, too, to put it to where only the receiver would get it. Didn't put it in harm's way, didn't risk turning it over. It's not an easy throw to make, even though they've got the step on the defender. It's not always an easy throw to make. So
that's a good point.
Coffeyville will take over, as they're just going to hand it off up the middle. It's going to go for a couple. And it'll bring up a second down, and it looks like 8. Coffeyville's had a couple chunk plays in this one, but most of them have either gone for little yardage or negative yardage. As they almost look confused as to what even formation they're in.
Yeah, now we got our D-line likes to shift left and right kind of after the quarterback commits to his, going through his count. And so I don't know if we caused them to rock back or wiggle, but looks like they're backing up.
Yep, they will back it up. The call is a false start on the offense, so they'll walk them back 5, and we'll try this one again. Second down. Going to be about a 2nd and 12 or 13 for Field Kinley. As Billingsley under center is going to take the snap and hand off to the running back, who's going to run it up the middle to get it back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, again, Coffeyville's in just such a pickle right now. They really limited on the plays they can try. I mean, you're 6 or 7, 8 yards from getting the safety, so you really can't get too cute down here, and they just don't have time to run something that's too deep. So some of these inside gives and whatnot might seem a little conservative to some fan base, but there's just not a whole lot we're giving them.
Just trying to get it away from the end zone is what they're attempting right now, as they are going to drop back and throw a little pass. It's going to be incomplete. I mean, that one wasn't even close to being completed, as it looked like a little bit of a miscommunication by the receiver and the quarterback. It looked like Billingsley thought he was going to roll out to the right there, but the receiver was headed towards the middle of the field.
Yeah, I don't know if that was part of the play to kind of like fake it in and then release out or not, but yeah. Looks like they're going to have another punt from right about the end zone, so Labette County should have good field position again.
And Labette's got 2 that are back at their own 40. As Coffeyville, as they've done a few times, running a guy out late. We've got 5 seconds on the play clock, and he's just now getting set up with 2 seconds, and they do get the snap off. A short punt, as it's going to bounce at the 45, and it's going to be fielded off the bounce and taken up to about the 45, as that was Nolan Nash on that one.
Those things always make me nervous.
Yeah, I don't like seeing those guys do that.
On a punt, I say if you're going to catch it, catch it. If not, just jog off the field. Don't hover around it and watch it bounce. It seems like guys like to run up close to it and watch what it's going to do.
Yep.
It's just crazy.
Yep, playing it off the hop like that is never advised, I don't think. But he played it off the bounce, got about 10 yards, I'd say. I think he was at the Labette County 45, ended up at the Coffeyville 45.
Yeah, if anybody can do it, he's one of them. He's got good eye-hand coordination. Just makes me nervous, I guess.
Yep, every time. As they're going to hand it off to Nash around the outside, as he's going to stiff-arm a defender, and they're finally going to get him drug out of bounds right at about the line to gain. It looked like enough for a first down.
I think so, too. He's right there. Yep.
And, yep, they're going to move the chains. So a first down for the Grizzlies, as they're going to have it right at the 35-yard line. He just got to the spot. And so another first down coming up. As Wyrick's going to take the snap, hand off to the running back to his right. He's going to run to his left. Gets it all the way up to about the 21-yard line, as that was Nolan Nash again on a carry.
I see him gimping a little bit, which we don't like to see, kind of hobbling off the field a little bit. Maybe just a dink or something. But, yeah, the Grizzlies are kind of getting back to running the ball here. And with 3 minutes and 47 seconds till half, it'd be awfully good for us right now to get down there and score one more time and get a defensive stop. So
And I think at 35-0 at half, it would at least let you consider putting the backups in at that point. As Wyrick's going to take the snap, he's going to hand off again. As this one running to the left, still haven't got him down, and finally they bring him down at the 5-yard line.
Boy, Kagan is really, I mean, they're all playing well, but he's really standing out to me tonight with some of how he's running and some of his receptions, so really looks quick tonight.
Bates has picked up good yardage for the Grizzlies so far in this one. Has been having a really nice game as they're going to take another handoff, running from right to left and into the end zone for the touchdown for Labette County.
That was a nice drive there.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like they ran the same play 4 or 5 times in a row there.
Yep.
To eventually get it in the end zone. I mean, Coffeyville acted each time as if they hadn't seen it before.
Kind of that mentality, I'm going to just keep doing it until you stop it, and then we'll try something different. So there's no reason to complicate it. So that was a 8 or 9 play drive and puts us up 34-0 here. And so, yeah, that was nice. We needed that.
Just over 3 minutes remaining in this first half. And it looks like they're lining up to go for 2 here. And they are. They're just going to hand it off up the middle. It looks from here like he got in.
I think that was Michael Reed. So every once in a while we'll do the old Chicago Bears refrigerator parry thing.
There you go.
But a big, strong, 250-pound kid, that benches 350.
We need to throw him out there and let him catch a pass. How about that?
He could probably do it.
Like the Chiefs did with... Who was that? Don Terry Poe that they did that with back in the day? Maybe Derek Nottie?
That's one of those two, I guess.
One of those big D tackles that they had out there. So
that's always fun, and that kind of stuff's fun too in the film rooms. When there's kind of a switch in players, and well, very good. What a great first half so far. With 3 minutes left till halftime, and up 36-0. Yep. There's not a whole lot to complain about.
Yep, 36-0 so far. And Labette took them maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes to get in the end zone on that last offensive possession. So we'll see what they can do on defense here. We'll see if Coffeyville can take up the remainder of the time.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, what if Argerbright starts using timeouts here or what he's thinking. And
Labette County officially has the most points they've scored in a game all year here tonight, and it's just the first half. So a lot of scoring from the Grizzlies. Exactly what you want to see out of them. We talked earlier about playing down to competition, and they haven't done that at all. They've came out, played like they're the better team in this one, played like a team that wants to win an SEK League title. As the kickoff's going to bounce all the way into the end zone for a touchback. It looked like it had a chance to settle down at the 1 there, but it did eventually roll into the end zone for a touchback.
You mentioned the league title and kind of the mentality of it. It's something this team's done all year, and early on we had a few games where we had a few opportunities to quit, where the other team got back up on top of us in the third quarter, and we had a goal line stand on the 1 yard line, and a lot of years we might have, I'm not going to say we would lay down, but this team's really lifted itself mentally in its expectation to win games when we're down. And so tonight kind of, to me, expresses that as well from the different angle, as you mentioned, not playing down tonight, but coming here ready to play hard no matter who you're playing.
And one of the things, too, is, you mentioned goal line stands and things like that. Against Winfield, a big example of that. They have a big goal line stand, they start off on offense from about the 1 yard line.
That's right.
End up gaining a bunch of yards, go down, and they seal the game up. So we've got a timeout on the field, and we'll take it with them as we'll be back in 30 seconds on KLKC.
Hi, I'm Shelby, one of the pharmacists at Bowen Pharmacy. Not only do we keep you up to date on your COVID and flu vaccines, but we also offer pneumonia, shingles, hepatitis, meningitis, tetanus, and whooping cough vaccines. Based on the latest CDC guidelines, we can recommend the vaccines to keep you and your family healthy. Thank you for always choosing Bowen Pharmacy. We're here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
And we are back here in Coffeyville as Field Kinley's going to run a play out to the right side of the field as their man eventually tackled out of bounds close to the first down marker. As that was probably the third or fourth biggest gain they've had all game long. They broke off a couple 4 first downs, but that one of their better gains so far of the night.
Yes, it was. He got out of bounds, which stopped the clock, which, we'll see kind of how aggressive they're going to be. It looks like they're going to try to march down here and score. They're not just handing off.
And, oh, man, it looked like Deontay Fields had that one right in his hands, but didn't come up with the interception as it was passed to the right side of the field.
It's either one of those deals he saw it coming just a little too long. You know how hard it is to catch something when you can watch it coming. Or maybe Coffeyville's receiver's hands kind of got in between his vision and the ball. So
yep, and it looked like it kind of floated up there for a little while.
Yeah.
So Billingsley alone in the backfield as he's going to take the snap, throws it. This one looks like it is picked.
Kagan Bates.
By Kagan Bates.
I don't know if
I don't know if he did pick it. I think they're saying it hit the ground. From our angle, looked like a pick.
It did.
But, of course, any angle that we would have had at the ball to see if it was coming out was on the other side of the field. So it looks like they're saying it hit the ground, so it'll be a 4th down for Coffeyville.
Yeah, once again, Kagan Bates is disrupting things tonight.
Looks like they're going to go for it here. Billingsley again alone in the backfield. Another quick pass. This one is complete. It will be a 1st down.
Well, I'll give Coffeyville's coach that much. I mean, I think he's thinking, what do we got to lose? 4th and 3, let's go for it kind of a thing. So, and they picked it up.
It's almost as if the thought process was worst case scenario, they get the ball back, score again, and we have a running clock and try to avoid injuries if we can. So, but it works out for Coffeyville. They pick up the 1st down as it'll be 1st and 10. Billingsley takes the snap, rolls out to his left. He's going to float one over to his receiver, who is tackled immediately right at the line to gain. Oh, they're going to call it incomplete.
I guess the ref had an angle we didn't. Maybe he juggled it a little bit, or because it sure looked like.
Well, it was. There seems to be some miscommunication going on between the stripes, as they'll gather together and talk about this one. It looked like a catch from here, and it was. Yeah, they're going to rule it a catch.
That's interesting that he would wave that off first. Even.
It was very weird hand motions to do right there after the receiver caught it near the sideline, but he was inbounds, did catch the ball. So it will be another 1st down for the Golden Tornado. As we're going to get a handoff up the middle here that's going to go for nothing. Brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, it's kind of an interesting call, really, to me. They were kind of in a hurry-up offensive source and throwing the ball and trying to get out of bounds, and then they run. Okay, then now we call a timeout.
And so we'll call a timeout, and we'll be back in 30 seconds on KLKC.
Discover what you've been missing in Parsons, Kansas. Curious Minds Discovery Zone, a children's museum that inspires a love of learning, with hands-on exhibits for all ages to imagine, create, learn, and discover. Kids enjoy looking through microscopes, building on our magnetic ball run wall, creative play in our doctor's office or grocery store, and lots more. Discover, explore, Parsons, Kansas.
Over the Field Kinley Golden Tornado, a minute 52 remaining in this 1st half, as Billingsley's going to line up by himself in the backfield, sends a man in motion, and he's going to toss it to him, as that one's going to lose a yard, and it'll bring up, it looks like a 3rd and 11.
Had some good penetration there on the line that kind of turned that little reverse back inside. I think normally they want to get that outside on the edge, and so it looked a little bit like we almost grabbed a face mask there. I think maybe we just grabbed his shoulder pads a little bit under his jersey. So
well, and similar to what you were talking about right before we went to break, where they were running that hurry up, they were getting quick passes out, passing to the sidelines. It looked like they were trying to get a score before half, and then 2 straight quick plays that keep the clock running, force teams to call timeouts, and kind of makes you wonder what the game plan is for Coffeyville.
Exactly. And now, of course, I think we called that timeout too, I think. So I think Argweich's wanting the ball back.
Yep. Looks like he's wanting to try to get a score if they can. As he's shown, he's not afraid to let them throw it deep. He thinks that they can beat those defenders, and it looks like he wants to take another chance. So a 3rd down play coming up for Coffeyville here. As Billingsley's going to take it. He's going to roll out to his right. They're going to blow it dead. There is a flag on the field. And it is another false start on the Golden Tornado. So that one's going to back them up 5. As they'll try this 3rd down again. Because they'll have 15 yards to pick up.
Yeah, this is going to be, of course, a challenge. I'm sure we're going to send a little bit of heat and feel like we can cover and keep their receivers underneath us. So we'll see what Coffeyville's got dialed up here.
And it looks like Labette does have a linebacker creeping up to the line of scrimmage as Billingsley's going to take it. There is pressure from Labette as he's being hounded in the backfield. Gets one off, and it's going to be picked. And it's ran all the way down the sideline, all the way into the end zone for the touchdown for Labette County.
Is that Kagan Bates? My eyes aren't good enough to see if that's...
My eyes aren't good enough either. Yes. And it is. We have confirmed. Is Kagan Bates, number 4. Just incredible. Read that one the whole way. Came up, jumped the pass.
Yep.
Got the interception, took it all the way in for the touchdown to make it 42-0 Labette County.
Yeah, again, had great penetration. I couldn't tell who forced that, just collapse on the quarterback. He had to get rid of it. And like you said, Kagan just set back and then pounced and made his move, and just a really good play there.
And that was one of those interceptions that's really caused by the pressure from the defensive line and the blitzing linebackers, and forces the Coffeyville quarterback to make a throw that he didn't want to make, and ends up picked, ran back for a pick 6, and the field goal is good. So we're sitting at 43-0, like we talked about, magic number 45. Looks like they'll get there eventually. Right now, 43-0, a minute and a half left until halftime, as we will be back in 30 seconds on KLKC.
In 2003, Tank Connection founders envisioned a Southeast Kansas-based company dedicated to innovating voltage storage tanks, offering superior products and services through a customer-focused team. 2 decades later, and products in 64 countries and on 6 continents, this vision endures. Tank Connection employee owners are dedicated to a future where their shared purpose brings empowered realities to as many lives as possible.
We are back here in Coffeyville, Kansas. Labette County just took an interception all the way to the house to up the score to 43-0. By far the most points Labette County scored in a game this season. Not quite the most that Coffeyville's given up, but it's getting up there. I think Coffeyville, twice they gave up 55. And that was in the first 2 games of the season. They gave up 55 in each of those 2 games. But right now, the deficit 43 for the Golden Tornado, as the kickoff's going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback, and they'll start at the 20.
Well, I'll be interested now to see kind of what Coffeyville coach is thinking.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of offensive play calling they want to have here with a minute and a half remaining until halftime. See if they want to try to get one into the end zone. We'll see what kind of pressure Arterbright wants to bring on defense as well.
Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, if I was their coach, I mean, it's not like he's just going to lay down and quit. So, I mean, of course, maybe you just stay aggressive. But, you know, when you're down to a minute 30, maybe just try to get in halftime, kind of talk it over and kind of regroup a little bit. So we'll see what we got going. Got 2 wideouts split.
And he's got 2 backs behind him, it looks like. As Billingsley takes the snap, hands off to the running back, and that one's going to gain about a yard, it looks like. It'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Yeah, just nothing there, and it doesn't look like anyone's calling timeouts, so I think Coffeyville's going to try to just kind of walk this one into halftime. Going to let that clock run a little bit. Play clock with 23 seconds. Just a little over a minute left on the game clock. As Coffeyville, I mean, slow to get to the line. It doesn't look like they're in any hurry to try to get up there and score. If I had to guess, I'd say they're going to run the ball here. And they will run it right up the middle for, it looks like a gain of maybe 2 yards. Looks like they actually gave him a gain of 4. It looks like it's going to be a 3rd and 5 for him.
Yeah. Yeah, well, just as we kind of wind this first half down, I'll tell you, just can't say enough about kind of the performance we've seen so far out of the Grizzlies. Offensively and defensively, I feel like our special teams have done a good job. And so I think you mentioned this earlier. We'll see kind of the starting 11 coach puts out there in the third quarter. And, but, yeah, just a tremendous half, 43-0, Labette County.
As that time does run down, so that is going to be our score. And it looked like there might have been like 0.4 seconds on the clock at the expiration of the play clock, but they'll go ahead and let the time run out, and that does it for the first half. As Jack said, 43-0 at halftime, as both teams are going to head in, and we'll take a 3-minute break, and we'll be right back on KLKC.
My name is Bria, and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
Here's a bright idea. Make sure you put your pants on before leaving the house. Sure, it seems simple, but sometimes simple doesn't happen. At IdeaTech, we think it's simple to have real people who live in Kansas helping customers. We understand that not everyone in our industry agrees, but then again, not everyone puts on pants before they leave the house. We think it's important to get the simple things right. Putting our pants on and providing local customer service. Another bright idea from IdeaTech.
Unbelievable! Sparklight is unveiling unlimited internet for just $25 a month. Get reliable 100 meg internet for just $25 a month for 12 months with unlimited data. That's unlimited internet. Call 877-469-3057 or visit sparklight.com/savings. Sparklight, a new breed in high speed.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
Here's a bright idea. streaming without buffering. It's not 2014. There's no reason for laggy internet and buffering shows. IdeaTek has the technology. It's fiber optic cable. IdeaTek has brought high-speed fiber to 75 communities and counting. Don't put up with outdated internet. Stream without buffering. Another bright idea from IdeaTek.
Unbelievable! Sparklight is unveiling unlimited internet for just $25 a month. Get reliable 100 meg internet for just $25 a month for 12 months with unlimited data.
Tyler Russell back alongside Jack Leak. We are at a halftime of this game in Coffeyville, Kansas, between the Field Kinley Golden Tornado and your Labette County Grizzlies, as Labette County up 43-0 at the half, and it's been an impressive half of football for Labette County.
Yeah, it sure has. And early on, of course, Coffeyville has their own struggles just because, with some youth and just having a tough season. But on top of that, they had seemed like a penalty or two on every drive that just added to their woes. And, Labette County just looking like we have all year. We've gotten a little better every game. I feel like a little more confident. And as we've spoken to often, I feel really good about how our approach was tonight coming in here. Not looking past anybody, not disrespecting any competitor. And so been really happy with what I've seen this first half out of the Grizzlies.
Yeah, that's exactly what you wanted to see out of them. You wanted to see them come in here to Coffeyville, a game that on paper, yes, they're supposed to win, but stepping on the throats of the Golden Tornado, not letting up, doing everything they can to win big in this game. And like we've talked about for most of the night, Labette County's chasing a league title. You want to get these guys in tune. You don't want to take weeks off. You want everybody in rhythm, ready to go. I mean, a big-time matchup next week at Independence for Labette County.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a game at the end of the season that could decide the league.
Yeah, exactly.
Between Labette County and Chanute.
So. Just looking ahead on the calendar, I try to stay like you. I try to stay in the present and not start talking. But I can't help but think about, how this could end up with Chanute and at home. And I'm excited for it too.
Well, and it's good to have those goals coming into a season, to come into the season wanting to win a league title, but at the same time, like you said, not trying to look ahead too much to what isn't right there in front of you. And tonight, they've got a Coffeyville team that has struggled big time this season. Coffeyville's been outscored. I think we talked about it earlier tonight. They've been outscored 252-8 so far on the season. And that 8 came in the fourth quarter of their first game when they were already down 40-something points. So they have struggled offensively all season long, and clearly by the box scores struggled defensively as well. And we talked about penalties, and you got to think how much that factors in. But other than just the penalties, I mean, you see the plays like when they struggle with their snaps and they have low snaps, or they struggle to face the pressure and throw an interception, or like that big play where they had the ball just tumbling back towards the end zone. And, I mean, those are plays that, your team might be looking a little bit better if you just clean up a few of those things.
Yeah, I have seen some sloppy things too, and then by game 5 or game 6, you would think a lot of that would be ironed out, even if you are a young team or whatever. Those are the kind of things that you certainly don't want to see out of a varsity football team at this time of the season, certainly. So it's just been a struggle for them looking over the teams they've played, and the average loss is about 50 to 55 points. So I'm sure it's difficult, like we spoke earlier, to get them ready to play each week. Practice can be difficult, and then they're just going to have to fight through this year and see if they can't rebuild a little bit for next year. But the Grizzlies, on the other hand, I feel like have played such a complete season so far, and even in our loss with Wellington, I don't know if you were able to listen to that game, but we're ahead 7-0 starting the third quarter, and drove down to the 12-yard line, getting ready to go up 2 scores, had a turnover, whatever. So we were super competitive in that game and lost that to a good Wellington ball club. So, and that was on the road. So it's just been a really good season so far for the Grizzlies. And like I said, take care of things here tonight and go see what we can do at Independence next Friday.
Yep, and it'll be interesting to see what they end up deciding to do in the second half, who they end up putting out there, the kind of play calling they do. They do decide to call. Will they run the ball? Will they pass it? It'll be interesting. What do you look for from the Grizzlies in the second half?
Well, that's a good question. And every time I try to guess Coach Argerbright, of course, he's a smarter coach than me. He does something different that always seems to work out. But, I see us coming out and staying aggressive. I think maybe we'll start our starters and or maybe keep our starters in on rather on defense, and maybe start subbing in on offense a little bit. But I think we'll come out, whoever's out there. I mean, we're not going to put our next man out there and say, okay, now don't try that. Whoever's out there is going to try to score. Yeah. So, we might score 2 or 3 more touchdowns this half with, our next 11. So yep. I look for our team to play well, play complete, stay disciplined, and close this game out regardless of who's on the field.
And we will see who's on the field in about 7 minutes, as we're 7 minutes away from the second half of football. Labette County leading 43-0 over the Field Kinley Golden Tornado, as we will be back in 4 minutes on KLKC.
Here's a bright idea: streaming without buffering. It's not 2014. There's no reason for laggy internet and buffering shows. IdeaTech has the technology. It's fiber optic cable. IdeaTech has brought high-speed fiber to 75 communities and counting. Don't put up with outdated internet. Stream without buffering. Another bright idea from IdeaTech.
My name is Bria, and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today, and we are here for you tomorrow.
And we are back here at halftime of the Labette County Coffeyville game. Labette County up 43-0 as we are closing in on 2 minutes remaining until this second half gets underway, as the Labette County boys out getting some stretching in as the band is still on the field for Coffeyville. And no sign of their football team. So 2 minutes away from the start of the second half. Could potentially be a quick second half, depending on if we can get a quick score or two, as it'll be interesting to see how much pressure they dial up on defense. If they kind of don't send as many guys, they might be fine with their defensive line pass rush here in the second half.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I'm kind of interested, too, to see kind of what he's thinking and our coaching staff. And so I don't know. I hate to guess, but like I said, we've got some nice young players that also will do well to get out there and get some experience at the varsity level. And I'm sure they'll play hard.
And kind of something I've talked about a little bit tonight, too, is you've got two teams on kind of different paths this season in this game. You've got Labette County, who's one loss this season, shooting for a league title. You've got Coffeyville this season, yet to get in the win column, yet to really even score the football. And these two teams facing off tonight in what a lot of people would think would be just an easy game that would be easy to overlook. And Labette's come out, played tough, been fantastic about not taking it easy on this team or playing down to their level. It's just been a great first half of football from Labette County.
Yeah, and actually, in talking to Caleb McKee, who's running our live stream, of course, he's at practice as a manager, and he was talking about how Coach Argerbright and the coaches have spent a lot of time this week in practice reminding these guys to always respect your opponent, really trying to keep them grounded this week and focused, and kind of like looking at the goal in front of you and not just past, to the next week, or that this is just going to be a walkover game. So I really think there was a lot of mental reps this week, and a lot of just good tone talk from the coaching staff to try to help keep our guys focused on the task at hand here.
Yep, and they have played great. We've seen a couple really big runs from Deontay Fields. We've seen Kagan Bates just play absolutely incredible. Nolan Nash has had some good plays. Wyrick's made some good throws.
Yeah.
The defensive line has come up big. I mean, it's just been an all-around great performance out of this Labette County team so far tonight.
And that's really how it's really how it's been this year. And earlier I was talking to you a little bit about it, since we're able to, of course, watch all the games. There's really no weak spot. I mean, if you're scheming a game plan against us, I don't know what area you pick on. We're not bad anywhere. We're either competitive or ultra competitive at pretty much every position. So it's just really nice to have a solid, complete foundation, complete team.
Yep.
To put out there on the field.
Well, it'll be exciting to see what they can run out there in the second half, as we're about a minute and a half away from seeing what they can do the rest of the way here in this one, as Labette County up 43-0 on Coffeyville, as we will be back in 1 minute on KLKC.
My name is Bria, and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today, and we are here for you tomorrow.
Tyler Russell back alongside Jack Leake as we are about ready to get kicked off here in the second half of this football game. Labette County up 43-0 as we are anxiously waiting to see who they roll out. But it looks like Labette County will be on defense to start us off as they're going to kick it off.
Coach kind of huddling them up before he sends them out for the kickoff here. So here they come on the field. And, I got 12 minutes here in the third quarter, and Grizzlies are ready to kick it off and get it started.
So they will line it up at the 40. Coffeyville with a couple kids back deep at about the 15-yard line. It'll be Caden Nash to kick for Labette County as he's going to run up, give it the boot, and it's going to go right at about the 15. They struggle getting it, and Labette County might fall on. Oh, man. They had a guy right there, could have fell on the football, but kind of just ran past it, and Coffeyville falls on it at the 20.
Boy, that ball bounced absolutely perfect or terrible, depending on which fan side you sit on. But I don't think whoever our player was understood that he could have jumped on that.
Yeah.
It looked like he kind of backed away from it.
Yeah.
So, boy, that would have been quite the start.
Yeah, could have jumped on that one. Got it fairly close to an early score, That was a great opportunity to try to jump on the ball, but nonetheless, it'll be Coffeyville with the football as they're going to throw all their receivers out.
Boy.
And it looks like they might be trying to get a score here as Billingsley alone in the backfield. He's going to take the snap. It's going to be a quick little screen pass off to the left. Read perfectly, but couldn't quite get him tackled back there as he does gain a few yards.
Yeah, that first cornerback did read that. He just came in too hot. He should have come in and broke down, and just a little over-aggressive there. So
came in fast and kind of dove to try to make the tackle. The Coffeyville receiver kind of juked around him a little bit there. And so Coffeyville picks up 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Billingsley again alone in the backfield as he's going to take it another quick pass off to his receiver. It is completed.
Well, I'd say the game plan for them is to spread it out and throw it quick.
Quick passes, yep. It worked for them a few times in the first half, and then they would go away from it, or they would have a penalty or a turnover. But now they're getting back to it. The quick passes.
It looks like we have our starting defense out there too, so that question's answered.
Yep. And they've got a 3rd and 2 here. As Billingsley drops back, another quick pass is complete, and this one picks up quite a few yards for Field Kinley as they almost get it up to the 45 as they're going to have it at the 44-yard line. As that's going to move the chains, and it'll be a first down for the Golden Tornado.
Similar to the comment I made earlier that we were going to keep doing the same thing over and over until you stop it. Well, they're going to keep doing it to us until we can show we can stop this. So here they come.
And they're lining up everybody about the exact same as they have every play so far this second half. I would assume it's going to be more of the same as he's going to look to his right, and he's going to throw it out. It is going to be incomplete. It looked a little low into the outside of his receiver there. And so that'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
I think as long as we can continue to keep pressure on him and maybe rush that just a little bit, that's the only downside of what they're doing here is now, like you said, it's 2nd and 10. Oftentimes on first down, you always want to win first down. Try to pick up 4, 3 or something, kind of chip away at that 10. Changes things when you're 2nd and 10 or 3rd and 8. So we'll see what they pull off here.
So Billingsley still by himself in the backfield. And like we talked about earlier, this snap's just going to go right over his head, and he's going to fall on it all the way back at about the 13-yard line.
I can only imagine what some of the Coffeyville folks are feeling right now. Felt like they were getting a little foothold, maybe get a move and another first down and then lost, 30?
Yeah, I mean, just a huge loss. I mean, we'll see what they – see if they update it on the scoreboard because I'm not even sure how long this 3rd down's going to be. They're saying 3rd and 36.
Okay.
For the Golden Tornado. And they kind of abandoned that formation that they were in.
Yeah.
Put a couple running backs back. I would guess a run's coming. I would guess wrong. He's going to roll out to his left, and it's almost intercepted as he threw it out to the left. Right through the hands of the defender.
He's punishing himself with 10 push-ups.
He's got to do push-ups if you drop a gimme like that one.
Oh, he just, as we spoke earlier, he could just see that hanging way too long. If he'd have looked up and it was there, he'd have caught it. But when you can see it floating, it's just so hard.
Yep, it was that same kind of play we talked about earlier too. Yep, just hung up there a little bit too long. Had too much time to think about that one. I think he might have pictured himself taking that one all the way to the house before he even got there. So a great play to make a jump on the ball, but it's going to end up in a 4th down for Coffeyville. As a short punt's going to bounce right in front of the 50, and it's going to fall dead right at about the 49-yard line of Labette County. And let's see who we roll out there on offense.
Right now, that line looks like our starters.
Well, like we discussed earlier, I can't see the numbers.
I'm just seeing.
So we'll see who they throw out there at the skill positions. But it does look like a majority of the starters are going to be out there. I do see Deontay Fields out there.
Mm-hmm.
And it does look like Wyrick will be the quarterback. So we do have our starters out there to start this second half. We've got 6 minutes remaining. I haven't paid any attention to if the clock is running, but it didn't look like it had stopped.
Okay, I didn't notice that. Yeah.
Wyrick's going to hand off to Fields, who's going to run it to the outside, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. So it's hard to tell on those run plays if the clock is still running, but we will update you on that.
Yeah, that's a good point because it's already down to 6 minutes.
Yep. We're already halfway through this third quarter.
Yes.
And Coffeyville had 2 incomplete passes, so I would say we've got a running clock right now. So 43-0 our score. Labette County going to fake the handoff. Wyrick's going to roll out to his right, and he's going to throw it up the field. And I think that one was complete.
Yep.
Right on the sideline. Did we see who made that catch?
I'm sorry, I did not.
It was Bear Heston. Bear Heston on the catch. A great catch over on the sideline. A nice throw. It's going to make it a... Is that 3rd down for us? 3rd down and about 2.
Yeah. Well, Coach Argerbright's proven he wants to come out here and stay aggressive and you know, kind of keep that mojo going. There's a quarterback.
It's going to be a quarterback run that just goes for, I mean, goodness, almost 15 yards there.
We've seen that a lot out of Aaron Wyrick. Mentioned that earlier in the game. That quarterback sneak's been really effective. And I kind of think, too, Coach Argerbright, I don't think this is about wanting to come out here and hang 60 on anybody.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like even in sports, when your team plays so well, you get a couple of bye weeks before you start. Sometimes that can work against you. So I think he's trying to keep his starters also out there playing competitively and then maybe not just taking an entire half off.
Yep. As it looked like we got some movement from Coffeyville there, and they do throw a flag. It looked like they had a guy jump off sides.
Yep.
And they are going to move the ball forward as they move it up 5 yards. Wyrick's going to line up under center. He's going to take the snap and hand off to the back, who's going to run it to the right side all the way up the middle and into the end zone for a Labette County touchdown.
I'm sorry.
Labette's up to 49 on the game. This will be the if they can make a field goal here. I don't know if they'll go for. It kind of looks like they're thinking about going for 2 here. But this would mark for Coffeyville. I think this would be their 0-5. I think this would be the 5th game that they've given up 50 points.
I think that could be right.
So I think they've given up 55, 55, and 52 so far this season.
Yep,
Gave up 52 last week, lost 52 to nothing. And Labette, it does look like is going for 2. Did they get it in?
I believe so. I think Wyrick got in, I thought. Yep.
They did get it in, and it's going to be Labette County 51, Coffeyville 0, as we do have a running clock, and we will be back in 30 seconds on KLKC.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the House gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at klkcradio.com.
Tyler Russell back alongside Jack Leake here in Coffeyville, Kansas, as Labette County just put up another score to make this one 51-0. Running clock in this one, so we're already down to 1:50 remaining.
Yeah, just, difficult time right now. I mean, for Coffeyville, of course, our kids are on cloud 9, and that was just a great drive, too, by the way. I mean, that last run play, I saw two guards pull and really fill the hole. That was just a really well-designed play.
They're going to kick this one off, and it's going to be one of those little squib kicks. And it looked like they downed it, at the 35.
That wasn't Nolan Nash. Someone else kicked that off.
I do believe.
Number 3.
It looked like number 3, Caden Nash.
Okay.
I think he's the one that kicked it off last time for him as well. So.
Okay, I missed that. It looks like we might have some sub-defense in here.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think Caden was the one that they rolled out there at the start of this half. So
yeah, I missed that.
Labette County up 51-0. We're under a minute remaining in this third quarter now. 14 seconds remaining on the play clock as Coffeyville is going to send all their receivers out. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Billingsley by himself in the backfield as he's going to take the snap, drops back, another quick pass that is complete, but they're going to drop him behind the line. He stayed up after the initial contact, but they do still bring him down behind the line.
Yeah, some really good pursuit there by our kids. I don't have all those numbers memorized right now, but really good pursuit and gang tackling, and so, really well done there.
Yep, a loss of, it looks like a loss of 5 on that one. As they're going to let the clock run out, and we will take a timeout here as we'll come back in 1 minute for the fourth quarter here on KLKC.
Here's a bright idea. Streaming without buffering. It's not 2014. There's no reason for laggy internet and buffering shows. IdeaTek has the technology. It's fiber optic cable. IdeaTek has brought high-speed fiber to 75 communities and counting. Don't put up with outdated internet. Stream without buffering. Another bright idea from IdeaTek.
As Labette County to start this fourth quarter up 51-0. We've got 12 minutes on the clock. It's going to be straight time. running clock here in this one, so at the end of the 12 minutes, the game will be over. Labette County, impressive play from them so far, as Coffeyville is going to hand this one off. It's going to gain about 3 yards, leaving them about a yard behind the line of scrimmage, or the original line of scrimmage. And in fact, they're going to say 2 yards behind the original line of scrimmage, as it's going to be 3rd and 12.
Yeah, again, some really good pursuit there, I thought. Linebacker came up hard and met the runner in the gap, and so been really impressed with this second group out here defensively.
Yep, they've been playing well. You wouldn't even know that it's the second group if you didn't pay too much attention to them. So we're going to get a timeout called by Coffeyville, and we will take it with them. Back in 30 seconds on KLKC.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
And Tyler Russell back alongside Jack Leak, as Coffeyville just called a timeout before this third down play. 3rd and 12, 11:23 remaining in the game. Coffeyville down 51-0. As Billingsley's going to take the snap, roll out to his left. He's going to throw it deep, has a man, and he caught it. As he runs out of bounds, probably their biggest gain of the night so far.
I'd say so. And I'll have to say that was a well-thrown ball, and he kind of got behind our cornerback and made a good catch. So, yeah, we're going to have to stay disciplined in the safety position and not let a receiver get behind us here.
And, to not speak everything negatively about Coffeyville, they have showed some promise from this young freshman quarterback.
Yes.
I mean, rolls out to his non-dominant side,
Yes.
has to kind of flip back to his right to throw the pass downfield, and it was accurate.
Yeah, it sure was. That is a difficult way to throw. That's right.
So they've got some potential in that freshman quarterback, because he's going to throw another deep ball, has a man, and he dropped it. That could have been a touchdown.
Yeah, it sure could have been. Another really good pass there. So, again, just credit this young Coffeyville team trying to just hang in there, and try to find some bright spot to kind of build on.
That one, a good pass where only his man could have gotten it. Had his hands on it, just dropped it. So clock continues to run as we're right above 10 minutes remaining in this ball game. Billingsley, the only one in the backfield. He's going to take the snap and drop back. He's going to throw it out to his right, just a little bit ahead of his receiver, and it's going to be incomplete. And it should bring up a 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, our D-backs know, boy, every play they've got to be on. The ball's coming.
Yeah.
So just need our D-line to continue to kind of put some pressure on him and, watch your man and cover your area or cover your zone or cover your man.
Yep. And Coffeyville subbing some guys onto the field. I was going to say, it looked like they had too many out there, and then they ran one off. So Billingsley's going to take the snap, rolls out to his right, still looking for a man as he's going to throw it out of bounds. And it'll be 4th and 10 for Coffeyville.
Yeah, a lot of times that's the smart thing to do, throw it away. But in this situation, down 51 points, I think I probably would have thrown that towards my guy.
Yep.
But again, what a nice little freshman quarterback that's played tonight.
So it'll be a 4th down. It looks like they are going to go for it. And you might as well, in this situation, go for it and try to stay out there on offense, as we're at 8.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Billingsley takes it, drops back. He's just going to throw one over the middle. a little bit too far out in front of his receiver as it's going to be incomplete, and it's going to give the ball to the Grizzlies, as I can only imagine they're probably going to run out their second string of guys here for this offensive possession, what could be the last one of the game for the Grizzlies.
That's right, and excited for this next bunch of Grizzly kids who kind of want to prove themselves and get some sweat time in a game. And, you're always playing for tonight, but you're also trying to quietly kind of build for your future. So looking forward to seeing kind of what we have out here.
So we'll see who they run out. So it's going to be number 12, Caden Volsky.
Okay.
He's going to be the quarterback for the Grizzlies. As he's going to take it and toss to his running back, who's going to run it to the left. Kind of jukes back into the right and gets past the yardage to gain line. And that's going to be a first down for Labette County. As on the run was number 10, Regan Ross.
Yes.
The 5'9 freshman picking up the first down for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, what a great first play. Goodness, little sweet play, some good blocking out on the edge. And Riggins is a tough runner. He got in last week, too, against Fort Scott and ran hard. So liking what I see.
Yep, it was a good-looking play from the freshman. As Volsky's going to line up under center for this one. He's going to drop back and hand it off to the running back who runs it around to the right side. Now cuts back upfield. It looked like Ross again on the carry. As he's going to pick up about 6, maybe even 7. It looks like he's kind of standing right there in between those hashes. But there was a flag on the play. Back at the 45.
Looks like everyone's kind of moseying back that way.
It's going to be a holding call on Labette County.
It's easy to happen sometimes, especially when a running back kind of cuts back. The guys block and don't realize when they feel their defenders shift positions that now all of a sudden it's a hold. It wasn't a hold when the running back was going to the right. So that can happen so easily.
So that knocks the Grizzlies back 10 yards. It's going to be a 1st and 20 for Labette County. As Volsky under center is going to take the snap and hand off to the running back running to his left. Now cuts it upfield and gets it almost to the 50.
Boy, I'm seeing some good blocking up front, some good hard running. So
these guys are hitting their holes.
They are.
Getting upfield.
Yeah.
That's what you like to see out of a young group of guys.
Yeah, getting some reps, getting a little confidence built, and coming out here not just to kind of wind the clock down, but coming out here to try to score.
Yep. You know, these are guys that are getting some of their first varsity minutes, so.
Exactly.
They're wanting to get in that end zone. As this one's going to be handed off to the running back. And he's going to run it all the way to the left, and he gets to the outside. He's going to take it up. He's at the 20, 15, knocked out of bounds. As a great run from Regan Ross on that one.
Yeah, gosh, what a good, tough run.
My goodness, I thought he was getting in the end zone there, but the Coffeyville defense a little too speedy to let him get in on that one.
Yeah, they had a pretty quick pursuit on him, but, man, he was on that inside. He was not being brought down by arm tackling, I'm telling you.
So Labette County in the red zone. Just over 4 minutes remaining in the ball game, up 51-0. So they're going to take the snap, and we're going to get it blown dead first. A penalty flag flies.
Stepping them back.
It was a false start called, as is often the case in those moments. So they'll go back 5 yards, still in the red zone, still inside the 20. As they'll take it from the 19. And we'll see what kind of play they call here. A lot of runs so far. Exclusively runs so far in the fourth, as it's going to be another running play that's going to get up to about the 17-yard line.
We'll see what Coach Argerbright does here. I know kind of statistically you would expect us just to kind of run left, run right type thing, but, you know, he's, again, trying to give these kids some experiences and some different looks. We might see a play-action pass or, you know, you just never know.
It would be nice to see them punch one in here if they can. As they're going to line it up. And they are going to run a play-action pass, but Volsky's just going to get rid of it. And they're going to throw a flag.
I think we got intentional grounding.
And that is going to be the call, intentional grounding.
You don't see that a whole lot, do you?
Not a whole lot in high school.
Just don't think he was sprinting out left and he couldn't get squared up and they closed him off and he just did the smart thing. He knew he had to get rid of it. He
threw
just
it away
outside the box.
So they've got it now at the 25 as it's going to be, I believe it's third down. So 3rd and 21 for the Grizzlies. And they're just going to hand this one off as it's a run up the middle.
Goodness.
As they're going to get it down all the way to the 15-yard line.
Gosh, what a push.
It was a nice run from Labette County on that 3rd down. As it'll bring up a 4th down and about 11 from the 15.
Well, we'll see something flashy here. 4th and
because you want to kind of a similar situation to what we had earlier in the game, where if you're going to get a first down, you're going to be awfully close to getting a touchdown. So we'll see if they just go for the score or if they just try to run it. As we're under a minute, they are going to throw it deep to the end zone. Off of the fingertips of the receiver.
What a great pass, but that is so hard to catch. Coming directly over your head like that. So,
and especially a connection between a couple guys that don't always get out there on Fridays. So just a tough one to complete there, as it's going to fall incomplete. It'll be a turnover on downs. Coffeyville will take over as we're under 30 seconds remaining in this one, and neither team has sent anybody out.
What a nice little series that was, though.
So I think that one's going to end it for us, as it doesn't look like either team is interested in sending somebody out on the field. As Labette County's going to win this one 51-0, coming into Coffeyville and taking care of business tonight. So that's our final score here in this one was 51-0. As we're going to we're not sure if Argerbright's going to want to make the trip up here to do an interview, but we'll give him let's give him 5 minutes and see where he's heading. So we'll be back in 5 minutes on KLKC.
My name is Bria, and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the four-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Kraus in the house gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at klkcradio.com.
Life is about movement, and the human body is like any high-performance machine. When miles add up, parts wear down, and that's when pain begins, and here's where it ends. At Labette Health, our nationally recognized orthopedic and sports medicine surgeons use advanced techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for miles to come. Feel like new again at Labette Health in Parsons, Kansas. For more information, go to labettehealth.com.
Labette Community College is meeting the need for an increased demand in qualified radiographers. Our radiography students will train on the latest technology in a hospital simulation environment.
I wanted to be able to go into a career where I could help people. And if you're going to go into that field in this part of the four-state area, LCC is the only place to come.
Tuition is nearly half the cost of universities. Scholarship and financial aid available for those who qualify. Text radiography to 620-293-6671 for more information or visit labette.edu.
Hi, I'm Shelby, one of the pharmacists at Bowen Pharmacy. Not only do we keep you up to date on your COVID and flu vaccines, but we also offer pneumonia, shingles, hepatitis, meningitis, tetanus, and whooping cough vaccines. Based on the latest CDC guidelines, we can recommend the vaccines to keep you and your family healthy. Thank you for always choosing Bowen Pharmacy. We're here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
To see, it doesn't look like Argabright's coming up. He is? He's sprinting. He can't wait to get up here and talk to us, it looks like. So, we're going to take about a 3-minute timeout to give him time to get up here. And we'll be back in 3 minutes on KLKC. All right, Tyler Russell back here in Coffeyville, Kansas, joined alongside head coach Bradley Argerbright. Coach, congrats on the win. Impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
Impressive stuff from the boys. Pitched a shutout tonight, 51-0. What are your initial thoughts on the game?
I thought we really came out ready to play. Took care of the football tonight, 0 turnovers. We had one drive where we didn't score there in the first half. So execution-wise, I thought we executed really well tonight. Defense played a really good game, shutting them out. So just proud of the guys for being ready to play. We preached all week. It's just another opportunity to go play in the league, and 2-0 in the league right now, and that was our main goal tonight. So just proud of the guys tonight for being ready to play.
Yeah, but you mentioned the no turnovers. A big key to this game too, which the other team didn't do as well. Very low rate of penalties as well for you guys. How big a factor does that play into a win like this?
Yeah, just not beating ourselves. We talk all the time about low penalties, low turnovers, and then create some turnovers on the defensive end. I think we only had one turnover tonight that we created, but
yep.
The exciting part about that too was that we scored some points off of turnover. We've been preaching that all year, trying to get either a fumble or an interception or a punt return. Anything for some extra points here and there always helps. So just proud of our defense, and then. The penalties, I was really proud of that. We had one false start in there. We had one where we lined up offsides, and maybe one holding call on the JV there at the end. But, just being very clean, playing good football right now, and, just not beating ourselves and staying ahead of the chains.
And, scored a season-high 51 points tonight. Big-time output from the offense. How much of that are you putting on the offensive coordinator?
Yeah, Coach Russell does a really nice job. But a lot of it tonight was just our O-line making really nice holes for our running backs running through it. We knew we had some spots in the secondary we could exploit. So really proud of our playmakers. Kagan Bates has 4 touchdowns, and Deontay finishes with 3. So just taking care of the football and then making nice plays. So I thought we did it through the air and on the run tonight.
Yeah, and a big-time game tonight. A big-time game next week against an Independence team. Going on the road, what are you looking for in that one?
Yeah, it's going to be another SEK night. I know our guys are going to be up and ready. But, for us, it's a business trip. Just go in, take care of the football, limit penalties, create some turnovers. Things that we're doing really well right now, we've got to keep doing them. So, we've got to have a great week of practice. That's what we keep saying. I thought we had a good week again this week, and, we've got to have a better week next week. So, for us, it's about preparation, making sure we're aligned, seeing the formations they're going to run, and then executing on offense. So, same recipe. We just got to keep chugging along and keep getting better each week.
Well, I look forward to following the team the rest of the way, and we're rooting for you guys, and congrats again on the win, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. We had great support again tonight. We traveled really well, but, hopefully we travel again well next week, and then we've got one home game left. So season's kind of coming down to an end, so if you've been watching a lot online, we just hope you come out and watch these guys. They're playing really hard right now, playing good football. So just proud of the guys tonight, showing up, being ready to go on the road, and hopefully we have a great week of practice next week. Go Grizzlies.
All right. Thank you, Coach. That was head coach Bradley Argerbright, the winner of tonight's contest, 51-0 our final here in this one, Labette County, with a big-time road win in the SEK League, as that's going to do it for us here in this one. For Tyler Russell, my color commentator, Jack Leake, we thank you for tuning into this one, and